Hi, I'm David Smith, and this is In a Word. You know, one of the most interesting sections of the book of John comes in chapter 14, 15, and 16, when Jesus is conversing with His apostles and specifically discussing their role after He leaves this earth, that is, after He ascends back on high. And He talks about the relationship they have with the Holy Spirit. We'll talk about that in just a moment. But in describing the Spirit's role toward them, He uses the word comforter. And I want us to think about that word today. The word comforter is really a compound word in the original language. One part literally means to call alongside of, and the word kletos means, of course, to call. And the idea is that a person who would be a parakletos, a comforter, is one who is called alongside of with a view of helping. Now, I want you to consider this. 5 times in the New Testament that word comforter is used. 4 times of the Holy Spirit in John 14, 15, and 16. Jesus was saying that the Holy Spirit would come and would assist, aid, help the apostles in their mission. Of course, it was outlined by Jesus that they were going to be the ones to introduce the gospel to the world. Matthew 16, verses 18 and 19. And when the Spirit came, He did just exactly that, miraculously confirming their message to men. That's what it meant when Jesus referred to their having the comforter of the Holy Spirit with them. That is, the Spirit would miraculously confirm their message as being of divine origin. I heard one man illustrate it this way. He said that when you consider the work of the apostles and you consider the Holy Spirit working with the apostles, it would be like they were on trial. Truth was on trial. It was the actual defendant, and the prosecutor was the devil. And the devil is trying to reduce the truth being preached by the apostles to worldly wisdom. In other words, he was trying to make it look like, as it is described in the Bible, just the wisdom of men, nothing more, so that men would disregard the truth. The Holy Spirit, the Comforter, is the defense attorney. He comes to the aid of truth that's being preached by the apostles, and He, with miracles, confirms this message to be of divine origin. That's what it meant when the Spirit was the Comforter for the apostles. But I want to show you something. In 1 John 2, in verse 1, while that idea of the Comforter of the Holy Spirit with the apostles was a unique relationship limited to them, there's a sense in which we still have a Comforter today. Not the Holy Spirit, but in 1 John 2 and verse 1, the 5th time it's used in the New Testament, it says that we, that's you and I, have an advocate, a comforter with the Father, Jesus Christ the righteous. You see, our comforter today is Jesus Christ. Now, John will explain in 1 John 2 and verse 1 that we have that advocate with the Father because of what He's done in dying for us upon the cross, that we have access to the Father through Him. We have a comforter. He aids us. He assists us through the teaching of His Word. He is the way, our authority to approach the Father in heaven. That's what Jesus has done by means of His death. We have an advocate, a comforter, and His name, of course, is Jesus Christ the righteous. One who is called alongside of with a view toward helping. Comforter. That's been our word for the day. I'm David Smith, and this is In a Word.